On the scene today to help coordinate government support for the survivors was Andrew Constance, the State Minister for Ageing and Disability Services. We crossed to him for this interview late this afternoon. Minister, you've now been briefed, you've been on site for some time there. What have you learnt about this incident as the Minister for Aged Care?
Well, I think the community across New South Wales, our hearts go out to those who've been directly affected, those who've lost loved ones, those who are in hospital, people who've been left with unimaginable grief as a result of this horrific tragedy. I know certainly the way in which people congregated in the Anglican Church today came together in support has been tremendous, and I particularly want to acknowledge the work that's been done by the professional staff at the facility, coupled with the emergency service personnel who risked lives in order to save people this morning.
Are all survivors going to be comfortable tonight in temporary accommodation?
Yeah, look, my agency has been trying to coordinate today with the Federal Department of Health and Ageing, who are doing the coordination effort. I spoke immediately this morning upon the news with the Federal Minister, Mark Butler, made it clear that the New South Wales Government would provide whatever resources necessary to support the coordination in terms of those who have been relocated into temporary accommodation this evening. This is an issue that's going to obviously flow on for many months. We've made clear from the State Government that we want to provide additional support, and we've made available through that support 20 home care workers. We've provided an offer to the Commonwealth in relation to transportation requirements, and of course made available psychologists to assist with counselling.
Nursing homes, aged care facilities are under demand pressure. There's the question of the permanent resettlement of the survivors.
Yes, and the Commonwealth today has worked to relocate some residents to other facilities, other nursing home facilities. We've also, as I indicated, have made available home care staff to support families. And, obviously when you have a situation such as this, where people do and are sent to various hospital locations around Sydney, that we know that there in the many weeks ahead that it's going to require that ongoing coordination and support from both the Commonwealth and the state to ensure that those long-term care support needs are met. This obviously, because the Commonwealth has jurisdiction over nursing homes, they are coordinating this effort, but I again wish to reiterate the state government's full support to the work that's being done by the Federal Department of Health and Ageing in their efforts to relocate people and support them in their long-term care needs.
Minister, nursing home patients are vulnerable. Many suffer dementia, some paralysis. Many more lives could have been lost this morning, could they? Could they not?
Well, I mean, the wonderful response from the professional staff at the facility, coupled with the work that's been done by the emergency service personnel, absolutely, you're right, Quentin. I mean, there is no doubt that more lives could have been lost this morning. We do have people who are in hospital facing a tough battle as a result of this fire, and we want to make sure that we have available all the support, not only through the professional staff that are providing that support in our hospitals, but for anybody who didn't enter hospital, we want to make sure that their families, their loved ones are supported as we obviously arrange that temporary accommodation in the longer term.
Smoke inhalation is the killer in these sorts of fires, particularly with these vulnerable patients. The automatic alarm went off at 4:53 a.m. That seemed to work. The first fire unit was there within 6 minutes, called for backup. Young police officers went in without breathing apparatus behind the fire brigade people. A courageous effort by all accounts, but are there any operational lessons to be learnt from this emergency incident?
Look, I think with any incident such as this, operations are reviewed. But can I just say, I mean, as you point out, the wonderful effort by those staff to operate so quickly in the way that they did has saved lives, and they need to be recognised for their bravery and certainly the way in which they risk their own lives to go in and look after and take care and save the lives of some of the most vulnerable in our community.
Minister, now there is a homicide squad inquiry, a forensic investigation to assist the coroner. can you confirm that one source of the fire was bedding in an unattended room with the door closed?
Look, I'd leave all those issues to the police. It's an operational matter for the police, Quentin. But obviously with those inquiries underway, more information will come to light through the relevant authorities.
Is there substantive evidence of arson?
As I said, all matters such as that will be handled through the police. But my immediate concern rests with making sure that the temporary accommodation, the support of those residents is secured, and obviously, of course, working across other areas of government with those relevant ministers in health and police and emergency services to make sure that the New South Wales government provides all the support necessary to the Commonwealth, who is coordinating those efforts.
Well, as you say, the Commonwealth is responsible for aged care, but the state is responsible for fire protection services. Now, all these buildings have got to have fire protection alarm systems and sprinkler systems. We've heard that the alarms worked. Should there be an audit, because aged care facilities are so vulnerable, should there be an audit of fire protection right through the aged care facilities in this state?
To be fair, Quentin, I think on a day like today it's too early to discuss those issues, but as you rightfully point out, the accreditation process is run by the Commonwealth. At this point in time, our concern is to work with the Commonwealth on issues to do with the immediate care needs of those who've been affected, and that's what we're going to do.
Minister, is there anything adverse on your files about the operational competence of Domain Principal Group, which owns and operates the Quakers Hill Nursing Home?
Look, again, the accreditation process is managed by the Commonwealth. As I said, our focus today is making sure the immediate care needs of those who have been directly affected by this event is secured, and that's why we've offered up the support staff and everything else. Those accreditation questions will no doubt be asked of the federal government in due course, but as I said before, at the moment our concern rests with making sure those temporary care needs are addressed for those who've been directly affected.
I'm sorry, the reason I'm asking is that this organisation, this Domain Principal Group, operates 28 nursing homes in this state. I know the jurisdiction is with the Commonwealth, but if there was anything adverse about this company and its operations, would you alert the feds? Would you call in the managing director and have a discussion to set your own mind at rest?
Oh, look, absolutely. I mean, if information came to me directly, of course I'd respond accordingly with an appropriate representation to the Commonwealth. But look, at this stage, the questions that you ask are better asked of Mark Butler. Obviously, as I said, one of the reasons that we are working around the clock at the moment with the officials is to focus on those long-term care and support needs of those who've been directly affected. We will obviously continue to and need to do that for the many weeks ahead. And of course, obviously, we have to recognise that there are people who are fighting for their lives in hospital this evening as a result of this tragedy.
Andrew Constance, thanks very much.
Thanks, Quentin.